Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my AFL Fantasy round 2 team selection video, and I'll go through the trades that I have at the moment. This is pre-Thursday 6 p.m, so we don't know the full extent of the teams list, so it could change, and I'll go through how it might change slightly, but the same premise is there. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, as this channel is growing, which is really good, and there's going to be more content in the future, such as I believe I'm going to be doing AFL 23 and videos on that, and so that'll be brought to the channel, the video game. And then we also have stuff such as when cricket season comes around and stuff like that, with the new cricket game that's coming out, etc. So we'll get into that when the time comes. So now on to this. So you have here the I guess AFL Fantasy team that I've got at the moment and how it's selected. So this week I actually might have some loopholes. Well, I already have the loophole here for a captaincy loophole with if Doherty does well tonight. So this is filmed on Thursday. If Doherty does well tonight, then there's his vice captain score will be taken. And then I've got Tom Green here against the West Coast Eagles in the last game of the round as a captain, so I can sort of jiggy it around a little bit more. So my back line, I'm pretty sure, stayed pretty much the same, except for Cowan's just going to be on the bench, and there's actually some with that I can actually move around, and Yuland might come onto the field, and I might be able to, if Noah Long doesn't play, there's still the option of me putting him in, because my players don't play tonight, those changes, and I've only got Bruin and Hollands and Cowan and Doherty, so those guys are set in the positions that I want them in. So if Hollands does well, and then I can just, if Noah Long doesn't play, put him in here, and then move and Cowan does well as well, I can put, or doesn't do well, then I can put Bodie Ueland in here, as I think if he plays he'll do a lot better than most, but he could also be a red dot as well, so I got to be careful of that. The only guys I'm really worried about at the moment being red dots are Long, Ueland and Chesser, so only 3 guys at the moment. Constable not so much at the moment. I think we're still a round away with I know that Weller's potentially in line and should play round 2, which could knock one of those 2 out. But the thing is, one of those 2 will, it's not going to be both of Ueland and Constable that go, so we still got one of them. So I'm just going to kick, and then I can also look at the score for Cowan and just take that over a Constable red dot and fix him up next week, as there are potential options at, if we look here, defender-wise, defender, and then I go here 300k, and then I go average. You'll see there's not really anyone here, but if I go 400k, then there's I want to look at Stocker's performance, but he probably is a little bit out of the price range. Then you've also got Lockie Jones had a pretty good game. I want to look at his performance. But outside of that, there isn't terribly much for Constable in the defenders region. Midfield, Warple's going to be out of the price range. Callahan's going to be out of the price range, but Bytel's injured, so there isn't really anyone at this price range that I really need to go for. So that's not the best, I guess, but we'll see. And well, I guess I could actually bring in Bruin into the midfield, so I could look at the forward options here. 400k, there isn't really anything I'm interested in. 300k wise, neither. Maybe Menzie, but if we look at Menzie, he kicked 2 goals, 1 had, so I'd really need to see him get some disposals up rather, because I don't like consistency with marks and tackles with some of these guys. So that's my contingency plan if Constable is out. If we get Constable, Ueland, Long and Chesser out, then I'll probably have to come out with almost a new video on Friday, because that would be the worst. But forward line stays the same. Really happy with Sheasel, especially his role. Bruin, I don't like his role at the moment, but if he can pick up his time on ground percentage, he should get 70 or 80, and then that'll help his break even, I guess, and help him increase in price. I'm really looking forward to Witz's game against, does he have Essendon? He should dominate again and put up a huge score. Marshall has the Western Bulldogs, so he has against English, and we'll see who comes out on top of that. But I have a feeling Marshall will do well. Just hope that Ross Lyon doesn't put Campbell in there. And then the midfield, if we look at that, Petrarca, I was pretty happy about 109. That's pretty good. Bont, not so happy about 99, but I think against St Kilda he can dominate, as I don't think he'll be the one to get a tag if they do employ a tagger. And then we got Tom Green here at M3, and I think he goes huge again against the Eagles and gets into that 800k range. And then Setterfield is currently M4 at the moment, and I think against Gold Coast he should do really well, especially because he should be marked up on Took, who Witts will dominate the ruck and will give tap downs to Miller, as I was talking about, and Setterfield will be there to gain a heap of tackles and possessions, and he's also seems pretty good at getting those +6s. So hopefully it'll be Andy McGrath out of Ridley and McGrath that gets him the ball. So if McGrath can pick it up, then that would be great. Ashcroft and McKenzie are just there because they're rookies and they're gonna score basically. But he bottomed out at 60. Like, he only had 10 kicks, 3 handballs, no marks, and 4 tackles. Like, he's surely gonna score 75, 80. And then you got McKenzie here as well, who did really well. And Dom Sheed, I think, is he playing at home? He's playing at home for the next couple of weeks. He'll do really well, I think, against GWS. Freo is a grudge match, so I think he steps it up. And then Melbourne, I think he just starts to pick it up. And then he's got Adelaide Oval gather round against Geelong, which should be a tough game for him to score. Then he's got Port. Then he's back to Optus Stadium. But I'll be looking to probably get him out sometime around this round 5 to go up to another guy. Hopefully a 700k guy emerges. And we'll do that, and maybe potentially get a defender, fix him up for a defender, and then get another player as well. So that really, I don't think there's much more to talk about in terms of my team at the moment. Obviously, I've talked about how Chesser is a 50-50. I think Wilmot will play out of the rookies. Jimby will play. Constable's probably 90% playing, 10% out. Cowan we know is playing. Hollands is playing. Philippou will play. Ulan's probably 75-25. And Ashcroft is playing. Mackenzie's playing. Ryan's not playing at the moment. Chandler's probably 95% odds on for another game this week, just because of Pickett's suspension. Davies should play. Noah Long's, I think, 50-50. And then Sheasel's pretty much nailed on to play. I wouldn't be surprised if Sheasel plays the whole season, to be honest. It would just see probably a slight little role change. But there is the video there, and so that's the team that I'll be bringing into round 2 at the moment for AFL Fantasy, and we might see some changes, but I don't think we will see many changes, as we just hope to see confirmation in a couple of hours for the rookies, and that'll be that basically. I'm comfortable with Setterfield and Chandler if he plays to gain cash, and then that'll be my team, and hopefully we get better performances out of Duggan, even Bont, Marshall, and I guess Bruin and Sheed are probably the guys that I need to step it up a gear. And so I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys, goodbye.